the standards at Manchester United have been on the floor for the best part of a decade. From the inside out of this football club, the behavior, the culture, the disrespect has been at an all-time low in my lifetime. An all-time low. In an industry that has become hyper-professional, where your diet, where your drinking habits, your sleeping habits are absolutely essential to your continued success, it is absolutely imperative that football players look after themselves. The news has transpired that Marcus Rashford, hours before reporting himself too ill to train on Friday morning ahead of the fourth round of the FA Cup, was out clubbing in Belfast. Not even in Manchester, but Belfast. Man United were informed that Rashford had only been out on the Wednesday night, not the Thursday, but evidence has now transpired that he was out in the early hours of Friday morning, Thursday night into Friday morning. And I understand the calls. He's a human being and he's allowed a private life and they're not robots, but there is still professionalism. I care for your opinion, but if you're the type of person, I don't care what you do for a living, whether you're a footballer, a banker, a doctor, a teacher, if you think it's acceptable to be out into the early hours of the morning on a work night, then just to phone in sick the next day, it doesn't matter what you do, whether it's letting your teammates down, your patients down, your clients down, your boss down, your football club, that it's unacceptable behavior. But when you are paid the exorbitant amounts of money that football players are, when millions of people around the world pump thousands of their hard-earned cash into you purely for you to try to make them proud, to try to make their football club win, partly for their entertainment as well, it's unacceptable. It is unacceptable for that behavior to happen. Now, Marcus Rashford, for full disclosure, is a player that I have defended at times. He's a player that I have criticized at times. But there is no defending this. There is absolutely no defending this. And for some people, going out to the early hours of the morning may be, oh, that's not too bad, is it? He had a night out, maybe, woke up the next day and had a bad headache and he was ill because of it. I'm not buying it. This is about the standards at Manchester United. And to do this, just as the situation with Ineos is taking shape, tells you what flagrant disregard Rashford, in my opinion, amongst many others at this club, have for United. I said a few weeks ago, and I stand by this statement even more so now, I think Marcus Rashford needs to be a sacrificial lamb. He needs to be a player sold by Sir Jim Ratcliffe and co., moved on, and the money reinvested into a new star boy. It's a disgrace. And I am told by some people that this isn't the first time Rashford has done this season. Whether it's phoning in sick or going out late the night before games, the night before training, reportedly this has happened a number of times. And his PR team and his agents have worked tirelessly to get these stories shut down. Now, this is something I was told yesterday privately. I'm not going to expose who said it or the exact claims. But I was told, Terry, don't defend him. I wasn't even planning to, but Terry, don't defend him. This isn't the first time, and there's more video evidence of it. So it makes it's heartbreaking, really. We're struggling as a club. We're underperforming, and we have players that are not even bothering to turn up to training. They'd rather go out drinking or clubbing or chasing girls, whatever it is you were doing. Should be at home, eating good food, getting to bed early, so you're up, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to work hard and train. And by the way, I have those same standards for everybody. You come and work for me. If you're smashing it week in, week out, and you go out late and you wake up the next day feeling a bit groggy, fair enough to a degree. But if you are not delivering against your objectives and you're barely sleeping, not turning up for work, not putting 100% effort in, you're out of here. You're gone in an instant. You're finished. And it brings into question as well, what is the manager now going to do? Because we saw him publicly out Jadon Sancho. Now, it turns out that the likes of Rashford have done this on numerous occasions and never been publicly outed. I understand the frustration that Jadon Sancho had. I don't believe that the accusations towards Sancho from Ten Hag were wrong. I believe he's not lying about that situation. I do believe Sancho's training habits weren't to the standard that the club wanted. I believe that. But it doesn't mean you out him publicly. It doesn't mean you leak stories about him. That is now compounded by the fact that it sounds as though Rashford has had troubles in that department, but has not faced the same public condemnation, hasn't had his personal life leaked by the football club directly. No wonder we have such a fractious dressing room. And that, for me, is why this scenario, above and beyond going out on a work night, not turning up for training, in my personal opinion, pretending to be sick, that by itself in isolation, you could argue isn't that bad. But it's the context of where United are, the way we treated as a football club Jadon Sancho, and the inconsistencies of behavior from the football club. It's unacceptable. Now, this doesn't make the stuff that Jadon Sancho or any other player has done okay. I'm not defending Jadon Sancho's actions. Oh, is it okay for players not to do what the manager says in training just because Rashford goes out to a nightclub? No, that isn't the argument. If that is what you're coming back with to defend Rashford, I'm going to say this bluntly. You're an idiot. You're genuinely an idiot. Nobody's making that argument. The argument is, how are you kicking one out of the first team, making him train with the kids and eat his lunch out of his car? And by the way, every step of the way, as a football club, leaking this information and destroying him. But Rashford is left alone. Rashford is protected. Why such different behavior towards two individuals, both of which are taking the proverbial piss out of the football club? The opening line I said on this video is simple. The standards of this football club are on the floor. Fans are also to blame in this. There's certain players will throw under the bus. Certain players will protect. And vice versa. The same guys that get thrown under the bus by Group A get protected by Group B. We just need to be consistent. I've criticized Sancho. I've defended Sancho. I've criticized Rashford. I've defended Rashford. Areas are not true, lies being said about the players, exposing their private lives should be kept private or shouldn't happen. Criticizing performances, criticizing their training should happen. But balance. This club is an absolute cesspit. A cesspit full of lazy, insubordinate children, immature, overprivileged, over-pampered prima donnas. And this all falls back to how we've been run as a football club. No structure, no discipline, a toxic, nasty environment that erodes any hope of progression or success. And I'm so disgusted with Marcus Rashford. I genuinely am. I genuinely am. The disrespect he has demonstrated towards every Man United fan, to the football club, to his boss, he should be sold. Some will say, for calling in sick once. Yes. I believe at the level that he sits at, the money that he gets paid, the seniority, this isn't, some will say, some of you might look at this in your own position. You know, you might be on the beginning of the ladder in your work life. Oh, I called in sick once. I should lose my job. If you were a senior member of staff at an organization and you did this, you'd be in huge trouble. And that is what Marcus Rashford is. 300 odd grand a week. Unacceptable. And this club, the reason I would say get rid of him, it's not even about the incident per se. It's making a splash and letting the players know nobody is bigger than this football club. Nobody has the right to pick and choose when they want to put the effort in. You have to set those standards high. Now, I've had And we'll always have an element of love and respect for Rashford because there's so much about him as a person and as a player that I personally have liked. You may not see it the same way as me. That's fine. And maybe that's why I feel more hurt. This isn't about, oh, good, I love Sancho and now I get to have a go at someone else I don't like. I don't play those stupid games. I love this man. That is why I'm so angry at him. I can't believe he has done this to the football club at this moment in time as well. When we have enough heat and enough problems, you throw another spanner into the works. Like, I want to know what you think and feel, but I'm just so disappointed today.